Hello everyone, and welcome to this week's video. I will be taking care of one of the main things that I always have a tendency to have issues with. I think we all do, which is lumber storage. Now, I have a very tiny shop. It's built to my specifications and what I'm able to get away with without having to get some serious permits and go through paperwork and having a great deal of inspections. All that aside, I love it. It works great for my property. I only have a quarter acre to work with, so I'm also kind of in town, out of town, so I don't want to build something massive and have to go through all that rigmarole, so that's why I made this the way I did. But because of that, it definitely greatly makes it harder for me to have any real backstock material. But I'm running into that issue where if I want to build a project, I have to bring a whole bunch of pallets home and then I end up storing a bunch of pallets, and those take up more space, plus them being outside in the weather. All this to say, as you can see, I got a lot of projects and a lot of different lumber I don't want to have exposed to the weather, like we all do. So my solution to that is something hopefully you guys as well can end up using and getting some inspiration from. I'm going to be using my wood fence, and I'm going to be building an exterior, just little wood or lumber storage outside. And I've gone through some different preliminaries and looked through a variety of different DIY groups and a variety of different things for inspiration. And I think I'm going to go off of something I know, mixed with a little bit of something that I've kind of read about and seen. All that to say, what I'm going to end up probably doing here real quick is just kind of taking a bit of what I have laid out in a setup that got trashed over the winter, and I'm going to clean it all up, put it aside, build a nice storage rack, and then I'm going to place all that wood on it. And I think I'm going to end up using a free Harbor Freight 5x7 tarp to cover the front of it. And I think I've got an idea to kind of utilize kind of an awning for the top of it that I'm going to be using out of some reclaimed old metal roofing, essentially. So follow along. If you like what you see, I'll kind of give you some ending finishing dimensions on it and just kind of a layout of what I'm using. I'm going to be using wood. I'm going to be using wood glue, as well as I'm going to be using a lot of screws to help hold everything together for structure and strength, but the glue is just going to be there more or less as like an extra layer of adhering the wood to itself to help hold all the weight from the lumber. So let's get to it. So what a transformation. This thing turned out a whole heck of a lot better than I had anticipated. I'm really excited about it. It's very strong. I can climb on it, stand on it, as you guys probably saw in the time lapse. And it's a little bit taller than my fence, but not huge. That'll be just kind of a marginal shade and just kind of keeps in like directly down rain or snow in the future off of it. I will still be wrapping a tarp around this here in a second. My original plan was to use one of those free Harbor Freight 5-foot by 7-foot tarps, but I think what I'm going to do is actually use two of them. I had a couple of them kind of as a back stock back when you can make a purchase and get one for free, or use their coupon to get one for free, so on and so forth. So I'll wrap over and probably get one up to about here, and then I'll use the other one and let it overlap and cover just all the quantity of material underneath. And I'll use paracord to kind of secure it so that way I can tie it and untie it. I could use bungee cords, but I feel they wear out and destroy pretty quickly versus a lot of the paracord, such as paracord holding on the tarp. The paracord lasted a heck of a lot better than the tarp did through 2 winters now with the four-wheeler, so I count on the paracord a lot better. But yeah, I'm super stoked about it. I originally was going to put these guys in because I thought for weight and everything I didn't know how strong this joint was going to be, but I mean, I can rock the fence, I can stand on it, lift it up lift myself up off of it pretty well. And the joints are, most of them if not all of them, are glued as you saw for the brackets. I did not glue them to the main backers purely on the basis that if I needed to take this off or move it, a couple of the these guys here on the bottom cover where I screwed it to the 3 2x4s on the fence. So if I had glued it on there and if I had any desire to move these down the road, it would be an absolute pain to take them off. I might as well just get out a Sawzall, so I didn't want to do that to myself. But now the next step is take a couple of these tarps, finish it off 100%. I also got rid of a lot of the material that was garbage, and a lot of the rest of it that was down here ended up actually being the basis of what created the back for it. I used up quite a bit of 2x4s, stuck with 2x4s as best I could. A couple of them didn't end up being 2x4s. These are actually little stringers that you can get from Home Depot when I need to hold something down to bring it back on a vehicle or a car or something like that, and I needed something to help as an extra bracer point. They offer those, and I had a couple laying around from that, so I figured I'd utilize them and use them up. So hopefully you have enjoyed, and if you did, make sure and hit that like button. If you enjoy what is seen on the channel here, be sure and hit the subscribe button. Thank you also very much for that. Every subscription counts if you don't mind, as well as hit the notification bell if you want to get notifications each and every time that I pump out another video, and keep improving and creating a lot more content for everyone out there. So thank you all again, and let's wrap this up. Chicken roost.